Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Spawn. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day today. We are joined by some fantastic gentlemen. We're going to be breaking down all things COD Mobile. There is a lot to talk about. Obviously, we did not have the episode that we had planned on having Sunday night. It was a little more difficult than expected to try to coordinate everything that was going on. But fortunately, we do now have everybody here. So we're joined by Little B, Hippo, and Zim, and then on top of that, we've also got the people's MVP. We've got the man himself, Cartels, in here as well, who's going to be joining us.
Bobby.
And it's actually not behind me. That's the wrong camera, but. Oh, you're saying on the stream.
Yeah, who's that behind? Is that Sim? Who's that?
No, that's my hand cam that ended up on the screen. But yeah, how are we feeling tonight, Little B? Ready to talk some COD Mobile?
Yeah, I'm ready to talk about some COD Mobile. Excited.
All right, Hippo, how are we feeling?
Pretty good. I'm just waiting for y'all to send me the apology forms.
Come again?
After saying that Tribe is gonna win. All of you.
When did I say Tribe was gonna win anything?
Huh? Whenever we were in there was a previous Spawn episode whenever Politao was on, when y'all were wondering, who was gonna win.
Now, Politao said that they were gonna win. I didn't say Tribe was gonna win. That is not a statement that I ever made, sir. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I claim no responsibility for any such thing. Zim, how you feeling? Zim's AFK. Nice.
Great start to the show, man. Great start to the show, guys. What to say?
We got a banger start.
Dan is not home, and Zim fell asleep.
We're in straight up shambles right now, but we got Cartels in here as well. Cartels, you are you've been voted the people's MVP in Stage 4 of North America. Obviously, phenomenal rookie debut from you. How are you and how are the squad feeling after everything that happened over the weekend?
I mean, it was a good run. I mean, obviously we didn't get first like we wanted to, but it was a good, learning lesson. Some good VODs on LG now. Also, speaking of the apology form, did I get one too?
Yeah, Mayhem and LG are both owed apology forms.
I don't think LG are owed a dang thing. I think Mayhem.
The only thing Mayhem apology because I really doubted Mayhem. Like, I'll give that honest. I knew LG is going to be a contender, but I knew for sure, or like my estimate about Mayhem was completely out of the roof. But yeah, I deserve Mayhem apology because y'all surprised not only me, but I'm pretty sure everybody here and also the community. So congrats on that.
Yeah, Hippo's over here talking about LG apology form when literally every single there's not a single one of us that thought that Mayhem was going to win in round one. So I think you guys absolutely earned it. You guys showed out, no question. And once again, Cartel's phenomenal performance. I believe Zim has now rejoined us.
No, that's Ben. He's back from the Ben's back now. Ben's back from the gym, bro. He's swole season right now, dude.
Bobby, I gave you my cam and DM.
Yeah, it's up on screen.
Is that my boy?
Band, hello.
Band in the flesh, man.
All right.
The VOD video is not working.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it, man. You just need to turn on your in the
Discord.
In the Discord, that's all.
I need to share my
That's
thing
what
on
we're
Discord.
supposed to do.
Yeah. You don't have to do the other stuff.
Oh, I clicked that link and I thought that was supposed to be some camera stuff.
Okay, Cartels.
All right.
God damn.
Well, Band's muted, so I guess we'll talk to Cartels for a minute. So I think a lot of people forget Cartels. You were actually on that tribe squad to start out with as well. I think that's something that probably got overlooked a lot in the storylines. Obviously, everybody talked about the fact that Blur got dropped. I don't know if you necessarily got dropped, but you were on that original tribe roster that was supposed to stick together, or rather the I believe it was Seminole roster at the time. And then obviously things didn't work out. But can you talk about the, I guess, kind of the evolution of that Mayhem roster and what started to click for you guys on the way from the group stages up to the playoffs, where you guys started to look a lot more solid?
Yeah, so first the tribe thing, I actually left because there's too many problems going on, so I just left. And then the Mayhem thing, I'm not gonna lie, like stage 3 we beat Tribe. It was feeling good. Then stage 4, we had some like rough patches, but we ended up like we used to grind like, I'm not gonna lie, like 2 to 10, like
Oof.
like 8 hours. Yeah. And then that actually paid off. Cause after we lost to Tribe like that, Tribe and LG, and that stage 4, we know we had to come back stronger. So we voted a lot, grinded a lot, and then it paid off.
How'd you feel in the start? Like, like out of nowhere, you teamed up with Jesus, and you're like, all right, I gotta hop on 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. How'd you feel? Like Jesus, like how'd you feel about that?
Actually, I was excited. Not gonna lie, cause actually, like before like the LAN, I did tell my team I'm getting MVP. I did tell them. So
okay,
he's a man of his word.
Yeah.
But the code.
All right.
Oh shoot. Hello?
Yeah.
Just call me.
No, you're good.
Okay. But the 2 to 10 thing, I'm not like when Blair first joined, Blair, man, he really like grinding.
Yeah, I see him in the chat. He's saying that. He's like, hell nah, I was lazy. Yeah, I see him in the chat.
But we got him on. He started grinding too. But since like we're rookies, like me, Rav, Kings, we were like really motivated.
Yeah.
So we the grind. It was nothing for us because we really wanted it. So, but Blur, we had to get him on track.
How long did that take? Did that take till after the group stages?
Yeah, Blair was over here like, I'm tired. I want to get off. It's too long.
Yeah, I don't think Blair was grinding. Blair was hanging out with us.
Yeah, he was.
Playing Among Us? I heard about your Among Us squad or whatever.
Yeah, he's an imposter, man. Imposter Among Us.
Blur even be playing like pub matches like with like random people for Among Us too.
Oh my gosh. What an Among Us tryhard. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Any questions from the man Zim?
No, it was good. I liked watching you guys. You guys were really fun to watch. Energy on the stage was really contagious. Hey, we were having a lot of fun watching you guys. It was good.
For sure.
I have a question. I have a question for Cartels. I'm pretty sure everyone wants to ask this question. Were you on any legal substance? Legal.
This guy.
Oh no.
What?
Oh my.
Oh no.
I was on
pre-workout.
I was on nothing, bro. Y'all could drug test me.
He said shut up, just bunkered up. He said drug test.
I was trying to come up with a joke, but I couldn't think of any.
All right, let's move on from that.
All right. Well, Band, obviously, you guys did end up becoming champions. I think. I guess the first question I would ask is what was What was the bigger surprise for you guys? The improvement from Mayhem or Tribe just looking like a totally different team from what you saw in groups?
To be honest, the scrims a week before the whole stage 4 thing, it wasn't looking too hot for us. We were losing a lot of games because like everyone's improved, Tribe's improved, Mayhem definitely improved, but I don't know. We just did a lot of like roster changes, or not roster changes, but like lineup changes. And then I've always said this. I feel like we need Marshies if we want to win respawns. So we tried that, and then yeah, I don't know. Our whole gameplay just completely changed.
That didn't answer my question at all, but
Wait,
okay.
what was your question?
I asked if the bigger surprise was Mayhem's improvement or Tribe not looking the same as they did in groups.
Oh nah, the Tribe thing that was not a surprise. I feel like everyone knew what was coming. I mean, we had them scheduled for a week straight for scrims, and then they showed up like 1 out of 7 days. So even where we're at LAN, like we were at the hotels and stuff, I feel like they didn't scrim anyone at all. And Mayhem wasn't even a surprise either, because I already knew these boys were grinding from like 8 hours of COD gameplay and another 3 hours. Like I actually see them in their server at like 5 a.m. doing VOD. So
Oh my god.
yeah, I don't think anything was
exposing us?
surprises.
He's fine, bro. How does he see your server? What's going on here? He's
How do you
he's got
see that?
he's got
Who's leaking info in the tweet, bro?
But nah, yeah, they've been grinding, so it didn't really catch any one of us off guard.
All right. Fair enough, Lil B.
I mean, it did. I mean, it caught all of us off guard. Maybe
The viewers. I feel like the viewers. Had no idea
it caught us off guard. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was that one person straight up just going by like how their last performance or matchup was, or like just how their last stage 4 performance or like group stage performance was. I was like, oh, easily like Trap 3-0. Like, I mean, but
Yeah.
when you but as a previous pro player, like yeah, scrims do really matter, and going like especially like the couple of days before the tournament is like the
Yeah.
ones that really matter, and that's like, you know, so yeah. But
there's a lot of things behind the scenes that.
yeah, exactly. Do you know what like the exact reason why Tribe wasn't scrimming? Like, is it because like some players not hopping on, or they always playing with a substitute? That's I heard.
To be honest, I think that was one of them. Like players were busy or something, and they don't really have a sub since like Bolo doesn't really hop on the game. But yeah, I have no clue, to be honest.
There are a lot of people in the chat that thought after the first day that Bolu should have been subbed in. Any thoughts on that?
I was literally about to ask that too.
I don't even think Bolo's ever touched the Samsung phone. Wait, actually, I think he subbed in for Tribe once, and it was against Mayhem. And he was on the Samsung. It was like his first time ever on the Samsung, and he hopped on ROG right away. So I don't think that would have been a good idea to put Bolu on.
All right.
How do you know that?
I know everything.
He's got eyes, right? He's got eyes. Him and Hippo got the secret. You know, they got the inside job people. You know, gotta watch out.
You got sources.
Yeah.
Hippo, you got. No, you go ahead, Lil B.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys asked this, but for your team, like, what did Marshy like bring in for you guys? You know, like, is it the vibe? Like, I heard from like Washi, like, yeah, he's a different animal on stage and stuff. Like, Land Marshy is different. So, like, what was the main thing from our perspective? It looks like the pacing was a big factor, and also like just like the I guess he was the voice in a way, yeah.
Yes, definitely the pacing. He just like he brings up like other team members, like the way he talks smack to other teams is just like it gets us hyped. And like especially Mayhem, he was talking a lot of crap about Blair, especially. And we were all just having fun while playing the game. So I guess that was pretty good. And in Hardpoint, I don't know, bro. Like he just be doing everything in Hardpoint. He's just like a really big help to us.
Any either of you have any insight into Solo bowing down to Blur on stage? Any story behind that?
Oh yeah, I think Cartels know.
Okay.
You answered.
I ain't going. I didn't even know about it, but apparently they made like a bet or something. If we lost,
I
we all
figured that
gotta
was
bow
the
down.
case. I had a feeling.
Yeah, I didn't even know what happened until someone like showed me.
Oh yeah, I literally
that they
I didn't even see the clip until like a day later. I was like, how did I miss
Yeah.
this the day that it happened? But watching it back was so funny.
I don't think the main camera, like the main camera showed it, but apparently they talked to like the staff member or like so there's this girl, she runs like the ESL, so they were in a group and then they were like talking to each other to like catch it on camera if whoever bows down and stuff. So yeah,
It wasn't on camera though. So.
yeah.
I don't know if Bobby, if you want to continue. I have one more question.
No, go ahead.
All right. So obviously you guys took out Tectonic for Marshy. That was a really big surprise from us. I guess that's what Hippo's cooking. That's what he's telling us before the stage 4 thing. But obviously bringing Marshy was a pretty big buff for your hardcore and respawn matches. But with the S&D, it was a whole different story.
Yeah.
I want to explain about that. Obviously you guys took S&Ds off Devious. But did you guys take any S&Ds off
No,
any
after
Mayhems?
that,
No.
yeah, after that,
Yeah.
it
So
was
what's
all
like?
downhill after that.
So yeah, like what's like? Tell me about that. What's going on there? Just like something from your point of view.
I think, to be honest, like Wash is our main sniper, but I feel like Tech was getting like most of the first picks. So
Okay.
without having him there, like I feel like we were also lacking and or I feel like no. Okay, so Tech like brings us like he tells like most people what to do and stuff. Like he was like the IGL for S&D pretty much, but we didn't have him. We didn't have his first picks, and yeah, we just hope we win the respawns.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. Looked like that was the game plan.
To be honest, we didn't really care about S&D. No one was depressed after we lost S&D because like we kind of knew it was gonna happen. So yeah.
I saw Envy try to pick it up, but like, does Envy even snipe, or was it just a last minute call? Like, you guys just said, "All right, Marsh, you in? Envy, good luck, man. You just pick up the sniper and you do whatever you can, man." Like, what was
I
that
don't know.
about?
I like he sniped before, but not for like a long time. He sniped probably like once or twice, like here and there. But yeah, I think I'm a better sniper than Envy, but
Yeah, I saw. I saw you had one. I saw you picked it up. It was like and sniping. Hello.
but like I couldn't really have the sniper role because I had a SMG AR, so I guess I let him have the sniper.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. He was in scrims actually. He was getting like a lot of good picks. I don't remember the S&D in our tournaments because I didn't watch a single S&D in our tournaments, but I really should. So I don't really know how he was doing. So yeah.
Okay.
How does Tech fit back in? Because you guys don't have like a clear person now that it's like, you mentioned Marshy being really important. You highlighted that Marshy was just kind of necessary for respawn. So if that's the case and that's a theme that kind of continues on, just like straight talk, no soup bullshit, but like how does Tech fit back in for stage 5? Because Tech is obviously going to be a person that is going to want to compete and is also, just without doubt one of the best ever. So how does he fit back in? Have you guys started to have that conversation? And is that difficult, or do you think that Marshy will, if it gets to a point, will just be really easy to deal with and just say, yeah, no problem, and then Marshy will take that seat?
To be honest, the day before our first match, I was telling Hippo, I don't know if you remember this, Hippo, but I told you how like I feel like Marshy and Tekken at the same time would be really good, but the real big problem is we don't really know who to replace and whatnot. But I think Hippo and them are working on that right now, I think. So yeah, I have no answer for that, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. I guess that is more of a question for Hippo, since Hippo and Cloud are kind of coordinating what your roster looks like.
Hippo, any response to that?
You'll see at stage 5.
Ooh.
Give us in. Give
I'm
us
not
in,
gonna
give
lie,
us
you're a
in.
terrible interview.
Look,
Give us in. Give us a little.
There's part of that where I actually really can't tell you, because I can't. But for another part is also like, in all due honesty, there are issues that exist. I think I let's just put it this way: everybody has pros and cons to what they bring to the table, without question. Like tech, yes, was one of the cornerstones of our search and destroy for a bit. I think to add on to Ban's perspective about why our search and destroy was not that successful in tournament was like partially because of the fact that, for one, we didn't have enough practice time beforehand to really run through search and destroy a lot with Marshy in the first place. And so our pacing for search and destroy was also like often too aggressive. Like you would see like Washi kind of just being left by himself, which is why he consistently like top fragged in pretty much all the S&Ds with a larger number of kills by a mile than some of the guys. So and like there was a lot of like people peaking things too much, and down the line like a lot of small mistakes that came from the fact that our pacing was just not there. Like we just did not get to really organize the S&D really well with Marshy being there. So it really is just that. Is that to say that like, oh, we're gonna solely have Marshy around instead of tech and make that roster work? No. I mean, I think at the end of the day we have to remember there's still like 2.5 months or so, give or take, until stage 5 happens. So we have plenty of time to figure out what exactly we want to do. Like I know that like the players want Tectonic to play and Tech himself wants to play, and we're gonna see if there's a way to make that work. Obviously with Tech, he's a great player, but it's not as if there aren't things about his gameplay that we have to be concerned about in terms of how we can make him work out, given the way that the game is played right now, across all regions. Because it's no longer we're just simply facing NA, we're facing the world now, and so I think there's a lot of discussion to be had. There's a lot of things to try out. There's a lot of things to work out, and I think we'll get there. It's just going to take a little bit of time to see how we can fit Tech back in, and that's going to be a process in of itself. So that's really the best answer that I can give you. It's not like, oh, I have a set idea right now. Like I have multiple ideas and multiple iterations of the roster that I think we have a little bit of time to be able to figure out before we stick with one and just work out all the kinks as much as we can. But right now, as it stands, it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, Tech is back in, or like oh yeah, no, Tech is benched. Like there's no yes or no answer to that. It's not as black and white as people might think.
All right, fair enough. I guess we'll go back to Cartels a little bit. So obviously, it was kind of in the middle of the or in between the group stages and playoffs that obviously you guys got picked up by Mayhem, and then on top of that, I believe you guys added on a coach. Were you already working with him prior to that, or was that a change that happened with adding on KBR? Is that something that happened like whenever you guys joined Mayhem?
No, we did have one before we went to Mayhem, but he came like almost when we joined Mayhem. We got him for a little bit.
What kind of impact do you guys feel like he made for the team? Because I like looking at his resume. He's fairly accomplished, but he's not a coach that I had heard a ton about prior to him joining you guys, and obviously your performance in stage 4.
No, he impacted us a lot. Like he kept the team, on track, kept us on, make sure no one was raging and stuff. So I think he did impact us a lot, and made us perform the way we did.
All right, Fair enough. Any comment on Jesus joining Ultra?
What can I say, man? Jesus can save you.
Right.
But congrats to him.
Yeah. Hippo, you got any questions for Cartels?
No, I mean, I guess the only real thing that I would have is like, for you in particular, since you are so new, I can't really fully say Kings is new. I guess Kings is new to LAN, to be fair. But like for you,
Kings has been playing since 2019. He's definitely
yeah. He's not necessarily new to competitive, but I guess this is his first LAN, unless I'm recalling incorrectly. So I'm just like kind of curious for you in particular, like my concern, right, about you in this roster is the fact that you are so young and you're inexperienced. And so I was worried that, it might be one of those more mental players where if you get into, a big stage like stage 4, because let's be honest here, I mean, Ben, you could probably vouch for this. Like low key, the audience, was bigger than, anything that we've actually, that we've ever been in before. Not
Bigger than stage 5?
I mean, I don't remember how big stage 5 really was, to be honest with you, because my eyes were only looking forward and never looked back. So I can't say about that, but it was massive, and there were a lot of people there, and there was a whole convention there, like even people who weren't in the seats that were watching us and down the line. So I'm just curious how you adapted to that, because I was worried that you're going to crack under the pressure, and it was either you're going to crack under pressure and you're just not going to perform well at all, or you're just going to blow people's expectations out of the water. And clearly you did the latter. So what kind of helped you get through that?
I could say Jesus was one of them. He always told us, don't worry about the crowd and none of that. And I'm not going to, the white noise did help, because I couldn't hear no crowd, no nothing. So I looked at the phone and played the game. Not gonna lie. So that really helped. And I never really looked at the crowd like that, because I seen Forsaken. I see him across the stage. He kept looking at the crowd. I knew he was nervous.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, as a viewer perspective, I mean, every time the camera was on you, you just had no emotions. You win, you lose, whatever happened, you're just there chilling. You're just vibing. I feel like so.
It's like Marshy vibes.
You gotta lose sometimes to win. So.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, obviously it worked for you, and I do think that the players that you have around you is something that people from an outside perspective don't necessarily look at, but you talk about the impact that Jesus has. Obviously, not only the fact that he's super experienced, but on top of that, he's just a super positive guy that's going to bring the energy up. So it's something that I feel like probably that tribe team doesn't necessarily have a player like him that whenever they get down, whatever it is, that it can be like, hey guys, don't worry about it. It's all good. A loss doesn't determine the weekend for us. And I think that his presence probably played a role where obviously you guys do lose to LG, but you bounce back like nothing happened and still end up getting the 3-0 against Tribe.
Yeah, because I don't know if y'all remember the stage 4 when we lost to Tribe. Oh, after that game, all hell broke loose, man. I'm not gonna lie. Jesus was not there, so we had to put him back in.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, because I was so surprised whenever he wasn't in the starting lineup for you guys. So I kind of figured as soon as that happened, I was actually curious. I kind of forgot that happened, but was that an intentional change, or was that just lack of availability for him at that time?
No, it was intentional, because we were doing really good without him, but because we were scrimming, we didn't lose a game. But then when we lost in stage 4, yeah, the mentals were right there at that time. But now we're all on the same page. We're all good. So, I think with Jesus back in, is a good boost to the team.
All right.
How do you think that Pepe kind of helps with your team vibe and your team chemistry from that substitute position? Obviously, he's a guy that a lot of people don't kind of take this into consideration, but Pepe won that regional over that Mayhem team in 2021. He won that regional MVP, so he's an accomplished player in his own right. A lot of people will say that he's a wildly talented player as well. And there are people that have different kind of ideas of what his vibe and his character are like. But just as your teammate, kind of speak to Pepe a little bit. How does he kind of fit with you guys, and how does he make you guys comfortable in that substitute role?
He's low key kind of like another Jesus in a way. Like, I don't know if it was on camera, but like after like each game kept coming out and then dapping us up, kept us in check. So I don't know if that was on camera though, but he kept doing that after every game. So it's like another Jesus. Make sure like no one's mentality goes bad or nothing like that. So I would say it's a good sub.
For sure. I think there's a lot of people, and once again, this is just like the community's natural reaction to what we're just gonna look at the numbers and give our opinion based on the scoreboard that we're seeing. That tells a very small portion of the entire story, but I think a lot of people are like, oh, S-Thug had 2 really good maps. Y'all should drop Pepe and pick up S-Thug. And so obviously, that, like, no question, S-Thug's a phenomenal player, but there is so much more that goes into it than just this guy can shoot straight, pick him up. And I think Pepe, like, you can see even in him being just like goofy in the background of the interview when we were on the spawn and he walks out of the bathroom in a towel. It's just like, oh, you're on video. You just tell like he's the type of guy that's gonna bring up your spirits even when things aren't going at 100%, and that's something that you can't really necessarily put a number on.
Yeah, you also can't forget that Jesus and Pepe was in the 2021 ARP roster, so they got some early team chem previously made, and you know how like they grinded to be from like a nobody team to like a top 2 NA team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also a factor.
Because nobody expected them to do that. Definitely nobody expected them to win. I think not many people expected them to be like top 2 either. So the fact that exactly, for them to win NA and then
hold on, 2021. I'm gonna sound like a sore loser, but I am. I don't give a shit.
The shorty,
their group was terrible.
Oh, that's true.
Okay,
that's
that
true.
Group was dog shit. Complete ass, that group. And we 3-0'd them. We 3-0'd them in the first series and got cheesed in the second series. Fucking shorty, man. If it was the next year where they did format change where it was +1 or whatever, we would have had another regional championship. God damn it.
Yeah, but we can always look into that, but like we also like
but they won.
trolled stage 4 seedings. We could have got it, but we just got overconfident, and that's what happened.
I wasn't here for none of that.
Nah. Glory days for Cartels. Lived through the original Masters. What was it? The format, the Swiss.
Yeah.
No, but I'm really impressed of Cartels' performance because like obviously I played last year. My last year playing, I scrimmed a lot with Cartels, and I really never like gave him the respect that he deserved. I always was like, oh, he's just like an average COD Mobile player, and then as well, like before stage 4 finals, I was like, I didn't really. I was thinking the key player was going to be like Jesus, and like the Slayer was going to be like, I don't know who I said, but it wasn't your name. But out of nowhere, you just come in swinging. Like, how many kills did he drop first game? I think he dropped like
50 something.
I swear to 50. Like, it was crazy. I was like, God damn, bro.
I think it was like 56. Yeah,
it was crazy. I was like, yeah, never mind then. And then I'm good stuff on like proving everybody wrong, and also like earning your respect because you for sure did. So wanted to give a shout out on that part.
One thing I will say is Cartels, you probably had the most variety of weapons used throughout the weekend, which was very interesting to me because I feel like when it comes to stuff like this, it's like players will use. Obviously, you have the 2 different weapon categories, but like within those weapon categories, players will just use the same gun every single time. Was there a specific reason that you made as many switches as you did? I'm thinking at least. I feel like I saw you on the Fennec, the CBR,
he was like Mr. Everybody.
the
he was
Krig,
like Mr. Everybody at one point. Yeah.
maybe the HVK. I can't quite remember, but there was a lot of variety.
I mean, I don't know. It depends what I'm comfortable with. Like sometimes just feeling this gun, so I'm gonna use it, and then sometimes it's like certain hills on hard points that I'm like, nah, I think the CBR will be better for this hill, so I just pull up that, and I just use whatever works.
I'm assuming you're the designated flex for the team, because I think there's typically only one person that can run SMG and AR, right? With the roles anyway.
Unless someone has like heavy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay.
But yeah, I think hold on. Yeah, I am the only SMG AR. Because last time we did have last time I think we did have like 2 SMGs ARs. Then we switched it. So
I think somebody else was asking something. I interrupted. Hippo, we haven't heard a lot from you. Anything for either of the players? You can question your own player if you'd like.
No. Ban knows that I love him. And Cartels. I mean, I think it's already enough said to say that he's earned the love and respect of probably the entire community. At least those who are watching the esports. If people didn't know him before, then they know him now. He's starting to become a household name. And Ban, you're already a legend. Enough said. Let's just go win stage 5.
hey man, we're gonna be stage 5 too.
All right. Yeah. Okay. I'll actually let that be the transition. Obviously, Garena Masters going on. I don't know if the two of you pay a whole lot of attention.
Nope.
No.
I don't.
Banned?
I
Any?
know Washi doesn't ban. You better.
I heard Low Kings though. I know they're going crazy.
Low Kings are they are 27-0 map count in Garena Masters right now. So they're, I mean, looking like probably the most dominant team that Garena has ever seen on an individual dominant skill. So, are there any teams outside of Low Kings that you feel like in the East are a big time threat heading into stage 5?
Let me see. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember too much of the teams. I'm not gonna lie. Let me see.
Yo, Band. What about you, Band?
I ain't gonna have to look at the teams again. I'm in so bullshit playing stage 4 and not look at no Garena.
I think Band is gone.
Yeah, I think Band is
I was muted. Okay,
Oh.
Band might know more than me.
Views on how Low Kings is like 100 bombing people, or like they're 100 point clubbing, like Zigzag, known as AMT, and like Omega, and them. Like, I don't know. Maybe they're like on a different level. I heard they're all on gyros.
It's the PJ and Yopi effect.
That's like 5.
Yeah, one of the Chinese players called PJ like the Garena no, which is a big statement as well.
Yeah, I would say I don't know. PJ was on the Low Kings roster last year too, right? I'm not 100% positive, but
he was.
I'm telling you, it was the confidence barrier. Ever since they like did really good on that one tournament, they almost won it.
Yeah, and CDSI.
Even with a coach.
Yeah, and then they got that confidence.
They're going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
They got that like mental barrier out of the way, and now they're performing.
Yeah, that was.
I think they're definitely gonna be a problem.
I think it'll be interesting to see how the play styles match up, because obviously, I mean, once again, we saw it last year, and it was definitely very Western-sided. There are varying styles within the West as well, as we've talked about, LATAM being like uber aggressive as compared to NA, which is typically pretty passive. I would say Garena probably even more aggressive than LATAM, because they don't have the Stage 4 rule set yet. And so because of that, they don't have the weapon roll restriction or anything. So there will be lots of maps where they're running like at least 4 subs, or on Summit you run like 3 subs and a shotgun and everything, which is something you see in NA as well. But I think it will be interesting to see, and that's something that definitely Low Kings excel in. Like any Garena team, you can pretty much guarantee they're going to, if it doesn't get banned out, they're going to pick Summit Hardpoint as one of their maps, just because that's like the ultimate aggressive map. So I'm curious to see how they match up against, but I don't know. Just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on if you'd seen any of the other matches, because outside of Low Kings, it's definitely a lot of question marks for who the other Garena team's going to end up being.
All right. Yeah.
They're also
Like
playing
I
a
saw
slightly different
Mega
rule set
drop a
as well.
map.
Go ahead, Ben.
Mega drop a map off Broke Boys Club, and that was kind of iffy. And then they're like, even Zigzag is having a lot of close games against like Cisco's team. Which is, I don't know. But for Low Kings, I think if they adapt well, they know how to like they get used to how Western teams play. Because I feel like Western gameplay is still a little bit dominant, especially with LATAM on a come up. I feel like they're the scariest region right now. But if they adapt to how us Westerners play, I feel like they definitely have a chance of winning stage 500%.
What are you saying, Zim?
They're playing on a slightly different rule set, and they have been for a little bit. They have operator bans, and they have and they don't have like the AR sub kind of restriction. They're still able to kind of do a lot of what they want to do. So whether or not they I think that comes after Garena Masters, when they get seeded into their
because technically
regionals.
Garena Masters is stage 3,
It's
so
stage 3.
yeah.
But since they've been grinding on that kind of style, I guess, and not really having to switch yet, that'll be interesting to see how the pace of some of these teams changes. Because WPM is like really, really fast, great subs, but one of them's gonna have to step back a little bit. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. I would definitely assume that Yopi and PJ will probably stay on SMGs, and then after that, they'll kind of have to figure things out. To be fair, they do run a lot of CBR, which is basically a flex AR that's just a little bit faster. So I would imagine we'll probably start to see more players switch to the HVK, if I had to guess, because it seems like that's going to be kind of one of the go-to flex ARs, and one that we saw coming out a lot. I don't know if you used the Cartels, but I know Kings was doing crazy numbers with it in stage 4 as well.
I actually never tried it. I'm not gonna lie. Like in scrims and stuff, never tried it.
Don't you use the LK?
No, using LK, Greg.
Oh, but hear me out. Have you tried the new Argus shotgun though? Have you tried that bad boy out? That bad boy. Like
I see some clips on Twitter. It looks too broken.
Yeah, I've got a feeling it's gonna get banned pretty quick.
Yeah. That is.
Which one, PJ or Yopi, is on iPhone, right? Which
yeah,
one
it's
of them?
PJ. Yeah.
PJ.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's
iPhone.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was on iPhone.
Apparently-
Yeah.
Apparently, it's by choice. He
Yeah,
hates
it
when
is.
Yeah,
it's
it is
gaming
by choice.
phone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is crazy.
I don't know.
I would
I don't
assume
know.
I would assume come stage 5 that's probably going to be an advantage for him, given that obviously the S23 is also not a gaming phone.
Yeah.
Be interesting.
Cool.
But yeah,
Bubble
let's talk
paper.
about let's talk. We haven't even talked about this today, but let's talk about the matchup versus you guys. Like it was pretty close. Like honestly, all the maps were pretty close except the S&Ds. Because you guys had some
Yeah.
adjustments with LG. But
Honestly, the Hacienda Hardpoint wasn't too terribly close either.
Oh yeah, Hacienda. Hacienda. I don't know what happened there, but the controls were really the X factor on that game. Usually both of them went to map 5, and it mostly came down to LG getting the defense side first of getting the ticks. I don't know if Cartels, you guys adjusted to the new tick system, if you guys expected it to be on the esports build, but what happened on the control? You want to run it down for us?
We're talking about which one? The raid?
Both the raid and also the crossroad. You can start out for which one?
Crossroad. I don't know the raid. Nah, let's talk about the raid first.
Okay.
The raid. I think it was like what 3-2.
Yeah.
The last one, I'm not gonna lie, they pulled out a claw, and he was sending missteps, going crazy, something. And then I think we all started playing too passive. And then by the time we checked the lives, we were down by like 6-7 lives. But that was that, And then
Did
the
you guys
crossroad.
did you guys think of like the ticks? Like, did you guys want a defense or offense on raid? Like, what side
No,
were
we
you guys
were
trying to go
thinking about
for?
the ticks, but LG, they not letting us get the ticks, bro. They gonna suicide. So we can't get it.
Yeah. But I
Nah.
feel like you guys loved offense though. That's why you guys weren't really capping as much.
Yeah, especially on the crossroad. On not maybe not on the raid because raid's I would say pretty defense at a map, but on the crossroad, like you guys are winning most of your rounds on offense. Like you guys are going for that
Yeah.
spawn trap, getting to that second half building and just putting the work there. Like what side were you going for? I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys did get offense, but y'all got shut down on the map 5. But were y'all trying to go for offense or defense for crossroads?
Oh, I think we were trying to get defense. Well, it didn't go as planned, but I'm trying to think what even happened that last round because I don't even remember.
Because if you think about it, if you guys technically took one of the only one of the control, you guys could have sent it to the final map in the grand finals, the S&D,
Oh,
and
I
y'all would
tried
have
to
had
do it.
y'all would have had the upper hands on that, just coming from LG's
Yeah.
record. So it was that control really got to you guys because you guys did really solid in that Hacienda. The Hacienda hardpoint was what was the score, Bobby? Like I saw it on the stream. Like,
It's like 130 to 250 or something.
Yeah, 130.
yeah, that was a really good strike back. I don't know. What's the success coming from that hardpoint? And then I'm gonna ask that from the Cartels, and then what was the issues on that map from Band? We can start with Cartels first.
I'm gonna really lie. We was trying to go for the spawn traps too. Really just contesting their spawns and spawn trapping. So I think that was like the main thing we were trying to do is find like hella aggro on them. So they have like no room to breathe and make plays. That's what we were trying to do, and it did work.
Yeah, because what I saw, like from a spectator point of view, I saw like you guys had like just on that map, just your ARs were just cooking, and the submachine guns for LG were just getting cooked because the AR dominant from you guys was really strong. And Ben, from your perspective, what do you think was the issue on that hardpoint map?
Nah, you already said it. It was we talked about it after the whole tourney, and in game I already had a feeling we were getting out AR'd. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but you just feel it when you're playing that there's like a lack of AR presence. And after the game, they Washi and Envy told us that they were both using HVK, but Hacienda is a really heavy, really long range AR because HVK is more of like a mid range.
Yeah, it's like a
Mid
flex.
range to like maybe close range. Yeah. And then they're both using that, so yeah, and Envy knew he was getting out AR'd. He even told us that he switched to a kilo and did a whole lot better. So yeah, I think if they use LK or kilo off rip, it could have been a little bit closer. They probably still had like the upper hand because that's like one of their main maps. But yeah, it would have been closer if we were on the LK or kilo. I have a feeling.
Obviously, it varies from map to map, but do you feel like that's a map specifically where if you had tech, you would have had more of a chance in the hard point? Because it feels like, I mean, obviously, we saw what he did on Hacienda hard point versus Wolves last year, just doing absolutely ridiculous numbers, and that's where he thrives, is as a main AR. Do you feel like the overall upside that you guys got in hardpoint was worth the trade-off for what you saw in Search and Destroy?
Worth, I would say, I don't know, but we did end up getting the win, so I guess I'll say yeah. But I feel like it would still be better if having him around and stuff. Because then we'll have the hard points and then maybe the S&D.
Yeah.
And maybe a little bit of upper hand and control too. So yeah, it's really complicated.
Yeah, and I know there's stuff beyond just what happens on the outside as well. So that's more than obviously you can always speak to. But I think a lot of people would agree. Like if you guys are gonna have the best chance at stage 5, like I think any roster would probably want to have Tech in the starting lineup. So obviously it varies case to case. Everybody has different experiences, but it's it'll be interesting to see for sure. Cartels, obviously you guys have a little bit of time to work before stage 5 arrives. Is there anything you guys are doing to prep right now? Are you taking a little bit of break? Obviously probably doing 8-hour days for 4 or 5 months straight is not super sustainable. So you guys sitting back and allowing yourselves a chance to breathe?
Hey, let me answer that. They are not taking a break.
Yeah.
Blair and King especially, he invited me to play a 4v4 tournament to beat Blair and Cartels.
I literally played against
So-
Kings literally today. Yeah, Kings was
So
not.
that means they're not taking any days off.
All right.
Crazy.
Yeah, you know, I can play like 1 hour a day, you know.
I don't know.
But-
I don't know if you were in the lobby that I got kicked out of last night, but I was just trying to use the new shotgun in a scrim, and then Teabag invited me, and then I got kicked out. And he was like, "Oh, Zim said I had to kick him out," and then I was like, "I'm
did not
literally
say
talking
that.
to Zim
That's not
in
true.
DMs right now. Why are you lying to my
That
face?"
is not true. What actually happened is that you got invited. I wanted you to play, but Legacy got butthurt because he wanted to play instead.
Oh my god!
And then when you asked to join the VC, I was like, "Oh, Bobby, come on, are you sure? Are you sure you want to join this VC right
Well,
now?"
Teabag said I couldn't play unless I joined VC, so that was the only reason I was going to.
I was like,
There.
"Are you sure?"
One more question from the night for me. So if it went to a map 6, I'm pretty sure it was an Express. If I'm not mistaken.
Express
Express?
SND.
Who would have been confident? How would you guys feel? How would you guys would have felt? I know like the S&D record, like Mayhem looked way better, but like you know different maps. Like how confident would you have felt, both of you guys, on that map 6?
I don't know. I feel like the Express was. I feel like we were pretty confident. We already had a game plan for that map. The meltdown, we kind of just like went as it went, like went as it goes.
Yeah, you
But
guys
for the
just
Express,
you guys
for the Express. Oh no, you go.
Oh, my bad. You guys just couldn't hold that B push. Like literally, Mayhem. All they did was just rush. They literally just
Right.
did rush B. You guys tried pushing middle, but Blur kept holding the mid angle. Y'all tried flanking, but Blur had the radius angle back and spawn, and y'all just tried to contesting B, and it was not working out. I don't know what was going on there, but
Yeah,
it was just
I don't want to say this because it's gonna feed Blur's ego, but he was definitely a problem that map.
yeah.
No,
let's
but
do that.
Express, we already had a game plan. I don't know if I could say, but yeah, I
you
felt pretty
can say it,
confident in
bro.
that map. Nah, you're good.
No, but I'm not going. Before we thought it was gonna be an S&D, like before the control, but it was a control S&D.
Yeah,
Correct?
I remember that. Yeah, you
So-
guys did a timeout, and like it was like a long break. What was that about? Were you say because you guys got confused with the maps, and like it was supposed to be an S&D?
We were like, oh, isn't it supposed to be S&D? And then they were saying, oh, it's supposed to be control, and S&D is gonna be last. But we were like, oh, whatever, we're just gonna play it. But if we won, I'm not going. I think if we won, this could be a bold statement. I don't know, but I think if we won control, we would have won.
I don't think that's a bold statement given the S&D record on the weekend, but
Everybody like from the watch parties, I'm pretty sure said,
Yeah.
if Mayhem took one,
It definitely felt like the raid control was like basically the championship match. Obviously, there's always a chance that you find a way to take the S&D, but just with the pattern that we saw, it was definitely a lot of pressure, like more than you would normally put on a control in that spot in the best of 7.
Yeah, but I know it was good games at the end of the day. No.
Sure was.
But I'm not too mad that we got second. So
Yeah, obviously.
At least the price pool drop off wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Not like stage 5, you know.
It's I guess right now you guys are we always assume after stage 4 everybody takes a break, but probably preparing for Masters. I guess we don't have official information on when that's going to be starting, but most people would probably assume within the next month or two if it's going to be finishing before stage 5 happens. So do you think that we'll see? Oh, what's that?
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not?
No, Masters ends in March.
Well, I'm talking about the first part of
Qualifiers.
Masters.
Yeah,
Well,
like
yeah.
open qualifiers and stuff.
It starts in October. It's gonna be and then it's just gonna happen throughout. Like,
Is there no prize pool in October?
No, I'm
No.
pretty sure it's an open
Qualifier.
qualifier. So like any team, it's like basically like how stage 2 or 3 worked. Yeah, like around there. Like anybody can sign up and like just compete.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. Zim, did you have any other questions?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Hippo, anything you guys want to say out there?
no, not really. Although if it came down to an express, I think we would have won. I'm like
Ooh.
I'm like almost 100% confident that we would have won. At
Okay.
express.
Almost 100% seems like a bit of an exaggeration.
No, I'm not even being straight up. Like I know Cartels isn't here, but I'm actually being straight up.
No, I understand you're being straight up, but I don't know if that's a realistic percentage.
Well, I mean, it's as Ban said. Like Meltdown, we weren't really prepared, to be completely honest. But then the express, like we were pretty prepared, I would say. Even like in terms of scrims, like when we had scrims with like Mayhem, literally like the day before, as well. On express, I don't think we had a single loss in express up until then when practicing with them at all. And so like there were like losses that we obviously had like a while before, but like in recent games, no. And like we've never gone. I don't think we ever had a win that was like worse. Like the differential was like never worse than like 4, if I recall correctly, in terms of point difference as well. So I'm like that was like our that was our map pick. I was pretty confident in that map pick. I think we would have won. Simply put.
Fair enough.
You don't think a mental aspect of like getting? I mean,
No,
losing a
these
close spot.
guys laugh whenever we lose.
Okay.
These guys on stage, like their mental is pretty solid, I would say.
Okay.
Like I think we were having a good time when we lost, and we were just focused on winning the next one. That's pretty much how it always was. So I don't think we would have lost.
Cartels, anything to say about that?
I mean, it never happened, so can't
Yeah,
speak on
exactly.
it.
Okay.
All right. Well, if there's not any other questions, I think that's probably going to wrap up the night. Thank you guys for joining us. That definitely answered a lot of questions, and obviously, yeah, it's nice to have the bragging rights and the prize pool. But you guys locked in the main prize, and that's the spot in stage 5. So excited to see what everybody's going to bring to the table. Lots of work to be done, and obviously decisions to be made for all the rosters. But best of luck to you guys, and excited to see how you do in December.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Lobby, Zim, Hippo, any final words?
Good luck in stage 5.
Yeah, good luck.
you,
Good
thank
luck
you.
to you guys in stage 5, and rooting for you guys. Rooting for North America. So the best for North America. So good luck on that.
All
Are you
right.
guys gonna show up?
I'm gonna do my best.
Yeah,
I can't.
We'll see.
I can't make any
Yeah.
promises, but
We'll see,
I'll see
man.
what I can do. TDB, no stage 5 invitations for Bobby yet.
Yeah.
Hey,
You guys should have a.
one more thing, Ben. How heavy was the trophy? Was it like super light? Was it lighter than Champs Trophy or what?
Me personally, I never lifted a champs trophy.
You never did it? Wow.
You didn't lift the 2021 one?
I was in the opposing. Oh no, not even that one. We arrived like late when I was not in tribe anymore, so I've never lifted a trophy except that.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
No, but it was
light?
honestly it was probably like 5 to 8 pounds to be honest.
Yeah, I saw
it was
Marshy
not
like
heavy
lifted
at
on
all.
like a piece of paper. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's actually perfect timing because the background of the stream just finished the final game. So I guess
it was
that'll
all planned. It was all planned.
I'll calculate 100%. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode of the Spawn. Thank you guys for watching. For those of you who did on YouTube in Trovo, we will be back on Thursday, and we'll have lots to cover because this weekend We've got the finished Arena Masters. We have Indonesia Masters, or whatever's happening there as well. Where they'll have their champion crowned, and then all the way up to the last match before the grand finals for China Masters. So we'll also know more than likely who is going to be heading to Stage 5 for China. So lots to cover next weekend, but that's going to wrap things up for us. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, and follow along on Twitter so you don't miss out on any of the action. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Adios.